Welcome to Lotus Lane Daily. I'm glad you're here. Today's wisdom is for anyone going through something hard. You know that feeling when Wednesday or Thursday hits, and you've already slipped off whatever plan you set on Sunday night, and your brain quietly files the whole week into the failure column and starts drafting the better version of next week? This time, it'll be different. This time, the plan is more realistic. This time, you've thought it through properly. You push everything forward to Monday like a reset button, and for a day or two, Monday delivers. There's something genuinely hopeful about a fresh start on a fresh week. But then it's Wednesday again, and the same thing happens, and you notice that you've been starting over on Monday for a very long time now. Months, maybe years. And the aggregate progress isn't what you imagined it would be. It feels like a discipline problem. It's usually something different. The Monday reset is a real psychological pattern with a name in behavioral research, the fresh start effect. People are genuinely more likely to start new goals at temporal landmarks, Mondays, the first of the month, a new year, a birthday. The calendar break creates the feeling of a new identity chapter. That feeling is real and it has real motivating power. The problem isn't the reset itself. The problem is what happens to all the days between this Monday and the next one when things go sideways. The all-or-nothing trap. Most chronic Monday restarters are operating on an implicit rule that goes something like this. I'm either on the plan or off the plan, and if I'm off the plan, I might as well wait until the next clean start. It's the same logic as, I've already eaten one bad thing today, the day is ruined, I'll restart tomorrow. Or, I missed Tuesday's workout, the streak is broken, I'll restart Monday. Each slip gets treated as a complete failure rather than a partial one. This is worth examining because it feels logical, but it isn't. If you were driving somewhere and took a wrong turn, you wouldn't say, the trip is ruined, I'll start from home on Monday. You'd correct the turn and keep going. But for personal goals, health, habits, work, most people operate as if any deviation from the plan invalidates all the progress up to that point. It doesn't. Wednesday's imperfect effort counts. A partial week is better than a 0 week. Finishing badly is better than not finishing. The all-or-nothing framing does real damage not just to progress but to self-perception. Every time you declare the week a write-off and reset, you're quietly reinforcing the story that you're someone who doesn't follow through. The evidence accumulates. After enough Mondays, it starts to feel like a stable personality trait rather than a recoverable pattern. And once it feels like personality, change feels much harder. What's actually underneath the reset habit? The Monday restart is often a symptom of a few different things, and it's worth being honest about which one is operating for you. Sometimes it's a planning problem. The plan is too rigid for real life. It works when everything goes perfectly, which is not how life works. A plan with no room for a bad day, a sick kid, an unexpected obligation, a night where you're just too tired, that plan will break on contact with reality every time. Good plans build in flexibility explicitly. They name in advance what happens on a hard day or a missed day. The reset disappears when the plan already accounts for imperfection. Sometimes it's a mismatch between what you've committed to and what you actually want. There's a category of plans that people make because they feel like they should want these things, not because they genuinely do. The diet that you intellectually agree would improve your health, but that doesn't reflect how you actually want to live. These plans keep breaking because part of you keeps opting out, and that part isn't wrong to opt out. The plan wasn't really yours. It's worth asking honestly, is this thing I keep failing to start actually something I want, or something I've decided I'm supposed to want? Sometimes it's perfectionism wearing the costume of commitment. The Monday restart can feel like discipline, like you're serious about the goal, when it's actually a way of protecting yourself from the discomfort of imperfect effort. A new Monday means you can imagine the perfect version again without having to live through the messy middle. Real progress is uncomfortable and ugly and doesn't look the way you imagined. Some people prefer the clean imagined version to the actual one, and keep resetting so they can stay in the planning phase forever. What to do instead of resetting? The alternative to Monday resetting isn't to somehow white-knuckle through every slip. It's to change how you relate to slips in the first place. There's a phrase from old writing that I keep coming back to. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. The standing up isn't scheduled for Monday, it's immediate. You fell down on Wednesday, you stand up on Wednesday. You fell down at 2 p.m., you stand up at 2 p.m. The same day, the same hour, without ceremony, without a new plan document, without waiting for a clean start. Standing up immediately keeps the thread of the attempt alive. Waiting for Monday lets it go cold. Practically, this means building what some people call a never miss twice rule. Not never miss, missing is unavoidable, and trying to never miss leads to the fragile perfect or nothing dynamic that keeps breaking. But never miss twice in a row. 1 missed day is a pause. 2 missed days is the beginning of a new absent habit. The person who is consistent 80% of the time and the person who is consistent 95% of the time are both essentially consistent people with occasional bad days. The person who never misses twice and continues for 2 years will get somewhere real. It also helps to scale what good enough looks like on a hard day. A 5-minute walk is good enough on the day your back hurts. Writing 1 paragraph is good enough on the day you're exhausted. These small versions feel almost insulting to your aspirational self, but they keep the behavior in the category of things you do rather than things you used to do. Identity is made of the former. The size of any given instance matters much less than the fact that it remained a habit at all. The myth of perfect conditions. One thing that feeds the Monday reset is the belief that there exists a version of your life where the conditions will finally be right, where you'll have enough time, enough energy, fewer interruptions, a cleaner slate, so you keep waiting for that week. It's not coming. An old letter makes this point without softening it. There are no deadlocks in life. There are only people who have given up. As long as you refuse to give up, you can always find a way forward. The forward doesn't require perfect conditions. It requires a smaller version of the thing that fits inside the imperfect conditions you actually have. Most people's lives have 10 or 15 reliable minutes somewhere. 10 minutes of something every day in the real life rather than the imagined one compounds into something substantial over a year. Another thought worth sitting with: do not compare yourself to others. You are you. Your path is your path. Walk it with confidence. The Monday reset culture is partly fueled by watching other people's progress, the before and after photos, the accountability posts, the visible wins. Those people had your Wednesdays. They just didn't reset to Monday. The comparison is always between your full messy process and their visible highlight, and it is never useful. Here's the practical reframe, as plainly as I can put it. Stop thinking in weeks and start thinking in days, sometimes in hours. Not, this week is going well or this week is already ruined. Just, what's the one thing I can do in the next hour that moves me in the right direction? It's a much smaller question. It doesn't require a plan document or a Sunday intention setting session or a new Monday. It just requires a decision made right now about the next available window of time. You're not a person who can't follow through. You're a person who has been using a reset system that reliably delays progress. That's a much more solvable problem. Start with today, whatever day today is. It's enough. That's the wisdom for today. If something here landed for you, share it with one person who might need to hear it too. Take it slow. I'll see you tomorrow on Lotus Lane Daily.